Hi.
Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Anita. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy New
2021.
Year 2021. Yes,
2021. We're exactly 1 week. We finished 1 week. We still got 51 more weeks to go for 2021. And it has been, it has been so good. It has been
yeah,
so good the first 7 days.
yes. I mean, like we just went straight into the excitement already.
Yeah, yes. We
Right.
dive deep into things. And what are we diving in today,
Yeah.
Lilian?
So before we dive in, for those who are watching, coming on live together with us for the very first time or watching the replay for the very first time, welcome to our channel. This is Voices of Courage Asia. Now, the goal of this channel is to share life experiences, stories of courage, and practical tips and strategies to inspire and empower you to live a life of courage and significance. So, my name is Lilian, and this is Anita. Right, I'm the founder of Class Living. We are partners in Class Living, which is a social enterprise, and our community, Women of Courage Asia. So both are women empowerment platforms where we contribute back to the community through a monthly empower meeting, trainings, mentoring, and of course community support. A very close knitted community. Right, we started this channel with the Courage to Be You series. Right, this is based on my proprietary the courage blueprint. Okay, and it is a framework, right, that I develop and use for my coaching and mentoring program, and it is a personal growth roadmap guided by a process of three attributes, addressing 9 areas or 9 domains of your life, cultivating 7 core values, very critical core values in you to stay grounded in your identity and purpose in life. Right. So that's a brief overview of why we're doing what we're doing with this channel. Okay. And today our topic for today is your relationship with self. How's your relationship with self? Right. Because courage to be you, you starts with you. We have covered about our identity. Our body, soul, spirit. Yeah. And we have covered the resources, right? So one of the 3R, the first one was resources. And now we're moving on to relationship. Yes. And in the last episode, we talked about relationship with God, right? Because we are the creator. Without God, we wouldn't even be in existence, right? Yeah. So, yes, today we're going to talk about the relationship with self before we move on to the relationship with people. Okay, self. Self. For me, right? Personally, is this year, especially for 2021, is a lot about self leadership, about driving in, leading myself. Being grounded in our core values and in our character building. So, how about you, Anita? What is that one thing that you want to be very focused on for this year regarding for yourself?
Um, definitely. I mean, self leadership for me was a very, very foreign concept. I always thought leadership is, you follow somebody, right? And then you follow, and then they tell you what to do, then you do. But now I realize that I can lead myself. I have the autonomy. I have the skill sets to lead
Mm,
myself. So one thing I'm definitely going to do is not being selfish, but really tell myself, hey, guess what, Anita, lead yourself because you never know who's watching you. So I have, many, many books, okay, inspired by our wonderful Women of Courage Asia leaders, okay. Shout out to Helen and yourself, Lynette. Okay, so this is my self. This is what
mm.
I'm going to do for myself. So yes,
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, because when we always start with leading ourselves in the things, the goals that we set for ourselves, the things that we want to do, knowing what we want, who we are. So when we start doing that, then naturally, and then valuing people around us, adding
yes,
value to people around
yes,
us, and yeah, and living out these core values and focusing on character building, right? Yeah.
yeah.
The next question I want to ask is, do you love yourself? Because it sounds like a very weird question. I mean, of course I love myself, but you'll be very surprised that there are people out there who don't love themselves. Yeah.
Or may not even be not be aware that actually they're doing things because they don't love themselves, because sometimes they're
Yeah.
so busy doing for others that they
Mm,
actually don't love themselves. So Lilian, I want to ask you first, do you
mm.
love yourself, and how do you love yourself? How do you show yourself that you love yourself?
Yeah. I think uh, before answering straight into that question, one step back is that uh, awareness. You mentioned the word
Yeah,
awareness, right? Yeah.
yeah,
So before that, I may think that I love myself,
yeah.
but then I realized that I wasn't loving myself. I was abusing myself.
Yes, yes,
It's the self
agreed, agreed.
abuse versus self care, self love. Yeah.
Exactly.
So knowing the difference, yeah, and there's a self abuse may be very subtle.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very subtle because it's a lot of the our behaviors are driven by our mindsets, right? Our belief systems and mindset. So how I belittle myself, how I criticize myself, and these are not loving yourself. These are these behaviors or habits are not a sign of loving myself. So
Mm,
when I come to gain the awareness about these beliefs and these habits, then I realized that hey, I wasn't loving myself, and when I decided to love myself, yeah, that's when I begin to take steps to
yeah,
renew my mindset, to tear down all those negative
exactly.
and self-destructive habits, mindsets that lead to those self-destructive habits. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's what I did for myself.
Like for me, right? I what I learned from this is about relationship itself. I mean, love myself is like I know it sounds corny lah, but it's like dating. You know, when you first met someone, you know, the little excitement. You put so much effort, right? When you really like that guy, you're very intentional in your words, in your action, and reflecting back. Uh, it was never important to love myself in that sense. That I thought, okay, lah, I'm alive. You know, I do things for people. Okay, lah. But one example I can give is that for me, I'm up early, but I'm not out
Mm,
of bed early. I'm up early,
mm,
but I'm not out of bed. So on bed, I'll be scrolling
mm,
mindless videos, but it frustrates me. It
mm,
frustrates me like, oh, I just wasted 1 hour. I could have done this, I've done that. So what intentional now I do is that I started being very intentional. Anytime I'm going to date you now. This is my self-talk, right? So what is one thing you don't want your date to see? Your ugly side, right? So
mm,
from now on, I wake up, difficult, difficult. But I do check my WhatsApp messages because I have a daughter overseas and she texts at 2 a.m., right? So I did check that and I left the bed. I left the bed.
mm,
So for me, it's like, okay, one way I can be very intentional in dating myself, or so called, is be present in the morning. So I don't get frustrated, right? I don't get wasted time. For me, wasting time is something I unconsciously I never realized is very sabotaging to my mindset and my belief system.
mm. Yeah, I mean that's so true. To gain that awareness, same thing like I mentioned before. I open my eyes. What are the first thoughts that come to us ourselves? Yeah, that is a clue to whether you love yourself or not. Also,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And talking about relationship, yes. Do we encourage ourselves? Do we
Mm,
beat ourselves? First thing in the morning, wake up before you even step out of bed. Did you encourage yourself and motivate yourself, or you already start beating yourself down?
yes.
Discouraging yourself. Yeah.
But,
So
but
that's self awareness then.
but sometimes not even saying good morning to yourself in that sense, right? Like, some
Mm,
people just get out of bed and then you do the rituals, right? But sometimes I think it's nice, as I say, that when you wake up and then you go, hey, Anita, it's going to be a great day. Because I realize the power of words.
mm,
Power
yes.
of words that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it really sets the tone for the day. Our day will never ever be without challenges. But it's
Mm,
nice when you it's like when you're dating, right? First thing in the morning, your boyfriend call you and go, honey, I'm thinking about you all night long. It's just, But I think self-love, I think we can do that to ourselves. Hey, Anita, you had a great sleep. It's going to be a great day.
Mm.
It's not.
Yeah, so having a conversation with yourself is not weird, all right?
Yes.
Yeah, don't think that it's weird. You gila or xiao or what? Crazy. Yeah,
Sabar.
it is not. It is important to have a conversation with yourself. Yeah, just like how you have a conversation to build a relationship with someone, you need to
Yeah.
communicate, right? So we also want to articulate and communicate with ourselves and encourage ourselves first thing in the morning, right? On good start, motivate ourselves on a good start. I mean that reminds me of my daughter, right? Recently she showed me this is her private and confidential, but she only allowed me to watch one of her vlog, that
Oh,
she recorded, and she speak to herself. She recorded it instead of, I mean, whatever it works for us, right? Some people love to write, so they journal, they write to themselves, right? So some people maybe just do voice recording, and then like for her, she do the vlogging. She recorded the video of herself. She can see her own facial expression. So when we were watching the recorded video of herself, encouraging herself, reflecting, because that was before the IB exam. So she was very stressed and all that. So while watching, she said, "Oh, I can see how stressed I was," and all that. Yeah. So it was, but in that video, in that recording, she communicated her anxieties. She communicated her stress and all that. But then after that, she encouraged herself,
mm,
and then she also tell her future self, which is that day when we were watching it, that what happened, if what is the result, whatever is the outcome that you have now, you know either you're celebrating, or don't beat yourself up or things like that. So I thought, wow, that was great. That's
yeah,
one
very,
method. Yeah,
yeah,
right, that's
very
one method.
innovative. It actually innovates. It actually helps people who always like, oh, I cannot blog, I cannot write, I cannot. A lot of people say, oh, we cannot journal. But now with videos and all that, we can journal verbally. I mean, I don't mind that actually.
Yeah. So there are many different ways that you can do uh, to love yourself. Okay.
Mm,
So like we focus a lot on self development. That's why we talk about renewing our mindset, gaining our awareness, and then what are the steps, the practical steps that you can do to actually motivate, encourage yourself, which are ways of loving yourself,
yeah.
right? So, Anita, what are the three things that you sorry, what are the
Oh,
three
sorry.
things what are the three things you love about yourself?
Well, I'm not going to apologize. I love my sense of humor. I really do. I love the fact that I'm helpful. I,
Mm-hmm.
I, and also another thing I do love of myself is that I always can, not always, but most of the time, I'm always can see the gap in certain things.
Mm,
And I fill in the gap. It's very intentional. I fill in the gap so that there is a bridge that links A to B.
yeah, thanks for sharing that. I mean, I definitely agree about those strength in you. And for those who are watching, you may, some of you, if you are feeling a bit like uncomfortable and weird, like how can these two ladies be talking about what they love about themselves, how they love them, especially what you love about yourself. Not everyone is able to articulate uh,
Mm,
uh, and look into their strength, or voice out, articulate their strength and what they love about themselves. So
yeah.
thanks for leading by example of being confident of yourself. Now this is not what do you call it, narcissistic or whatever. That's what's
Oh
that word? Self.
no.
Yeah, it's not about that.
No.
Okay, we are
Mm,
what we are trying to do here is to encourage you to recognize your own strength, that you are unique, you are a unique self, a unique individual, and you are beautiful on your own. There are traits and characteristics about you that will be appreciated, and the first person to appreciate all that is yourself. If you can't even appreciate yourself, how I how is everyone else going to appreciate you? Because that is like very conflicting and very
No,
um yeah,
it, it's definitely a journey. I mean, for me to articulate this publicly, it's a journey. It has been a
yes.
journey. Last time, I know I used to take my heart and go to everybody, hey, like me, hey, can you like me? Can you like me? Literally, without even realizing it. And now I took back my heart and I go, okay, I really do. I have a lot of, coming to that is very humbling also because, sometimes we're women and also Asians, oh, you're so braggy. We're not,
Ah,
it's a
yeah, it's like you think you're bragging, right?
yeah, bragging, right? So we're not actually. And now I realize when I took back my heart and I learned to love my own heart, I realized that I attract, my daughters can see me being more confident. Even, my husband can see now that, I'm no longer like, climb on him, hey, give me approval. I mop the house, peace lah. You get what I mean? So it's like, um, it's nice. It's nice to walk with, when you feel lighter, it's nice to walk without a dish, a tray and say, love me, love me.
Yeah. So for those of you who are watching, this is a brand new year, brand new decade, even, right? If you have not or do not know what you love about yourself, you have not ever thought about this question, you know, take this opportunity, write down three things that you love about yourself. Okay. Yeah. It may be difficult for some. Yeah. And for some, it may be a lot, more than three. You can write more than three things you love about yourself. And that's great. Yeah, that's great. But yeah, we hope those who find it challenging to say things that you love about yourself, take this opportunity to pen it down. Pen it down. Yeah. Okay.
Lilian, sorry, wait, I want to take off the hook. What are the three things you love about yourself?
Oh,
Ah,
yeah. I can't escape that, right?
no.
Yeah, I think I have come to love about this realization of my strength, about being able to see all the different perspectives from different perspectives. Yeah, and in the past, I didn't know how to appreciate this, and I find that it's a curse, because being able to see multiple perspectives and all that, right, has, when I was a more unhealthy person, it puts me, it actually got me to be very stuck. Yeah, in inertia, in inactiveness, in not taking action, because I understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from. I can see where everybody is coming from. So it's very difficult for me to make decisions. And so I was pretty stuck. Yeah. But when I learned that, hey, this is a gift, this is a strength, that because I'm able to see multiple perspectives, I'm able to help people, and I'm able to help people to. I love this about myself also now that I'm able to bring people to a common ground, to a mutual agreement. That's why,
Excellent.
yeah, and that's something that I love about myself. Yeah. Again, sometimes it's always two sides of one of the same coin, right? On one hand, in the past, I didn't like myself for always suppressing my emotions, like you, and I sometimes even secretly, like admire those people. Wow, very dare to display their emotions. You know? Yeah, especially in the area of anger. Yeah, there are people who are able to just not happy, show that they're not happy, I'm not happy. But when I'm not happy, I find it very challenging to express it out. So that was in the past. Yeah. And I didn't like that about myself. But then learning to gaining the awareness of this is how what I would naturally do, right? How do I master it and use this for a positive impact? Use this for the betterment of myself and for others. Then I begin to realize that, okay, since I can have the ability to suppress my anger, right? I don't want it to be unhealthy to me. Instead, now, because being able to hold back the anger means that I won't explode into people's face right there and there. Ma. Yeah. And then being able to see different perspectives. And act with the active listening, I'm able to bring a solution to the table, right? Yeah. But then now, instead of suppressing and let that the anger infect me negatively, I'm able to release it in other ways. I found ways, outlets to release my frustration. Yeah. So that's also like what you say. It's a growth journey.
Yeah,
It's a journey. Yeah.
yeah,
First to understand myself, how I
yeah,
naturally will behave
yeah,
lah. Yeah. And then what do I do about it? How
yeah,
can I do it in a way that will positively impact myself and the people around me?
yeah.
Yeah. So those are the three things I love about myself. And one more thing, I love that I can like to lepak also lah. Chill. For those who don't understand lepak,
For those
I
who are
like
out
to
there,
chill.
right? She not true. She works very hard. Okay, she works very hard. She's very hardworking. The most hardworking person I know. So when she said lepak, right, I swear to you, she has 28 hours in a day. The rest of us have 25. Okay, I don't know where she carved out the extra.
Hey, the definition that depends on the definition of chill.
I
How you
don't know
chill?
where your chill is. I don't know where you find time. I'll be very honest. And you're
Ah?
very intentional when you meet people, so you're not distracted. So okay, I'm glad you got chill time. I know you got 28 hours. You don't have to defend that. Okay,
Yeah,
from
even
now on.
actually, even this time right now, this very moment, this half an hour with you and with our online audience, it's very chilling for me. It's very relaxing for me. It's
I'm
fun.
going to switch off. What?
I mean, this is fun, isn't it? This is so meaningful. This is not work to me. I mean, although if you want to define it technically, yeah, this is our work, but this is also our passion, my passion. Yeah.
It's nice to know that your passion, when you do things for passion, it can be part of your chill time.
Yeah. That's how you make time within time. That's how you multiply time. That's how you get your 28 hours instead of 24 hours, so to speak.
Told you.
Yeah.
Next question.
Right. Next question. Yeah, I think we have covered that just now
Yeah,
earlier,
we
right?
have
We
covered
jumped
that.
and
Let's do
yeah.
this one.
Mm. What was the one thing you did for yourself in 2020 that has the greatest impact in your life?
Well,
Mm.
February 2020 was the year I had to be very honest with myself. January 2020, I needed help. I
Mm.
needed help. I mean, nothing major. If I share with people, it's nothing major. But I think I've lived in a very. I am my greatest. I can be my greatest cheerleader, but also my greatest critique. And
Mm.
you, Lilian, I remember that was my greatest impact in 2020, where I
Wow.
told myself, Anita, enough. You don't have to live in this kind of. It's just frustrating, to see. When you have, I have the ability. I feel I can have my out of body experience and see my life in front of me, and I go,
Mm. Wow.
oh, what is she doing? What is she doing? And he's like, what are you doing? And it's nothing bad in that sense, but going on in life like that, come
Mm.
on, come on. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was very difficult. I saw you every week. When we did. Okay, we went to prison in that sense, lah. When I did our Singapore Girls Home, we saw you everywhere. It was very frustrating to see you. It was very frustrating to see you because I knew I can get help from you, but I didn't want to because at that time I didn't think that you were that fantastic. No, it's not true. But it was a lot of pride on my part because yeah, then the rest is history. I mean, in just 12 months, again, it was very good for me now to step out and see what I'm doing. Oh, trust me, it is so worth it to just text and go, hi, Lilian, I need help.
Mm.
And the rest is history.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that with us. Yeah, it's very encouraging to know that. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yourself, 2020,
Myself.
what was the one thing you did?
What was the one thing? that I did. I think for me, it has always been a lifelong thing that I must do for myself. I mean, like everybody has their own thorn in the flesh or whatever you call it, right? Like something that they struggle with in their lives. And yes, I have that one thing that every year I must do this. I must take up my courage. I must step out of my comfort zone. It's always stepping. I sometimes I find, why am I always have to step out of my comfort zone? Like it's every year I must do this. Yeah. And but when I realize that I'm if I when I'm willing to do that, it's a choice, right? It's a
Yeah,
will, it's a
yeah.
struggle, it's a struggle of the will. Yeah. So that is something that I felt that it has been consistently something that I must make a decision to step out of my comfort zone. And this 2020 was another sphere of comfort zone, which I'm thankful because by stepping out, by stretching myself, the impact that it
Yeah,
created is also has also increased, right? Yeah.
amazing, amazing.
So I'm thankful, yeah, and seeing especially the leaders, the community leaders stepping up to not just invest in themselves, grow themselves, but now they're stepping up, including yourself, stepping up to lead the team. I think that is priceless to me lah. Yeah, that is so priceless to me. Stop hiding. What are you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm giving my best self up now. I think some comment. Brenda is,
Yeah, chill and cool.
I mean, Brenda is just another amazing lady which we love. She's also the co-founder of Class Living. Uh, Brenda will be sharing, right, in January, her
Yes,
story of
this
courage.
month, this month. Yeah,
This
this month.
one, yep. And then we got Lynette. You find your passion and it works. Time becomes indefinite and
Definite.
Lynette is another amazing leader from Women of Courage Asia. She's a coach, and yep, she also has 28 hours because she's doing what she loves. Okay,
Yeah, she's so
500
passionate about
hours
it.
of coaching in 3 months. Amazing woman.
Amazing, amazing.
Amazing. There, we all experience a different 2020 growth, pruning and learning. Words of
Yeah,
wisdom always, and it's always continuously growing, pruning, and learning. I mean, this is something definite. I think until the day we go to our grave, right? Yeah,
but I meet
yeah,
our maker, right?
until we see our maker, it's definitely growing. There'll be some parts will be painful, will be cut off. But you know what's the best part? We're growing. The G word is there. Hey, I
Yes,
like Amy. Hi,
growing. Hi, Amy.
Amy. Hi, hi. I think what Anita said is true. I also feel the pride in me that's deterring me from seeking help. Yeah.
Mm.
Seriously, yeah. It's nothing paise, I feel, It's nothing paise asking for help.
Yes,
Asking for help, yeah.
it takes a lot of courage to seek help and
Mm,
seeking support. I wouldn't want to use the word help. If you view it as a support that you need, it takes a lot of courage. It's not vulnerable. It's not weakness. It's not
yeah,
weakness.
it's
It
not.
is actually strength to be able to seek for support. Because
Yeah,
I experienced that phase as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
even if you ask the world leaders, if you research like Obama example, he seek help. He seek help in
Mm.
two areas in his life. He has got mentor, and his mentor is this old man, really really old man, and nobody knew about this old man. But I don't have his name. Just Google Obama's mentor, and he was pinnacle. This old man is pinnacle in shifting Obama from being a governor to the president.
Hmm. I
So
think like using the analogy of like we all have different gifts and strengths. Like if
yes,
if 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 all the if you can do everything on your own, then you don't need anyone. You don't
yeah,
need anyone else in your life.
yeah.
Yeah, everybody else is redundant,
Yeah. And we're
isn't
not
it?
here to live just for ourselves, isn't it? I
Mm.
mean, we're not here just to exist just for ourselves.
And your gift and your strength and your whatever you are gifted in is to add value into other people's life, is
Yeah,
to you share that gift so that the other person is able to appreciate it. And if you don't receive support, you are depriving yourself from the gift that the others have that can
yeah,
add value into your life,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
We got
So
one more
that's food
comment.
for thought. Mm,
Yep.
one more comment.
It's a good strength to seek for support. Yes,
Mm.
you're right. Quoted Lilian. Well done. You get butter me.
All
You
right.
will get butter me for lunch. Last question here.
Last one, last one. What's the last
Last one, last
question?
one. Yeah. What was the one thing you did for yourself in 2021 that has the greatest impact in
Oh,
life?
I think there's some typo. It's not what was the one thing you did. What is the one thing you are going to do?
Oh, okay. What's the one thing I'm going to do in 2021? I am
Mm,
going to face what I hate to do, what I've been told for years that I'm not good enough. Or what, no, no, I don't, as I said, I don't need people to tell me I'm not good enough. I'm my own worst critic. That is why I am going to start this one, what my daily do tasks. This is for personal development, all the YouTubes, all the, sermons, notes, and my journal. So,
mm,
and this is one thing I've never started, and I'm going to start because I know I don't enjoy it. Okay, it may take, like Lynette and Lilian has got 28 hours in the day, right? You might just cut down my day to 15 hours, okay? But I'm going to face this, and I think it's also a test to myself, a testimony to myself that I can finish a task. I am a
mm,
finisher. I'm not a
mm,
halfway person. I just start something, then I never, and saying it publicly, that for me is accountability.
mm.
Things done in secret, for me, it will never be successful.
Right, right.
The
Yeah.
one thing I'm going to do, and it's
Mm.
going to be a favor to myself, I'll be a
Yeah. I think for me personally, I've shared this with the team. For the audience out there, the one thing that I shared with the team was that to be intentional, be
yes.
very intentional, but in three different areas. So the first one is be very intentional in cultivating my character, specifically Christ likeness. Yeah.
Mm,
So and number two, I mean these three things, is what shared my pastor as well, and I totally resonate with it. It's like I'm going to embrace this for 2021.
yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing is to create an environment of trust. Yeah, because our community is growing, and
Yeah.
yes, it's very important that we drive deeper into our core values. Like loving. The third thing will be like to be very intentional in loving unconditionally.
Mm,
Yeah, so that we can not only uh, build each other up and creating this environment of trust. Yeah, so it's all drive down to like what we said in the very beginning about character building, core values, and self leadership. Yeah.
I
So,
have a surprise for you.
mm. Hello, Shalini.
Okay, we are very happy to see people, okay?
Woo!
But we are especially happy when it's Shalini,
Yes,
okay?
Shalini, I'm so happy to see you. Happy New Year.
Shalini, congratulations. You got into the course that you wanted.
Awesome.
Yeah, she
Congratulations.
texted me a couple of weeks ago, and she was a bit concerned. And hey, babe, you did it.
Yes.
Lynette, any tips on how not to look down on ourselves?
Wow, that is a mindset that needs
Yes.
to be new. Book coaching session.
Yeah, Shalini, text us. Yeah,
Yes.
seriously. But yeah, text us. We will do this with you, Shalini.
Yeah, and for the benefit of our audience, of course, to be aware, to have that self awareness now that when we ask the questions like this, it is a clue for ourselves. It's a feedback. It's a feedback for ourselves, right? That there is a negative mindset that needs
Yeah,
to be addressed. Yes.
excellent.
So first
Yeah,
we address that mindset. Yeah, renew this mindset and discover why are you what are the things that you're looking down on yourself or and all that. Like, we all both mentioned that we have the habit of self-critic, inner
yeah,
critic, right? Criticizing ourselves and all that.
yeah,
And
yeah.
we learn to renew those mindsets. Yeah. So the first step for you, the first tip for you, you know, is to you want to probably write down a whole list before you meet us. Write down a list of the I am statement, for example.
Yes,
Right?
Shalini, remember the I am statement.
Yes, write down the
20.
I am statement and let's look at what are the areas that needs to address most immediately.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Texting you
And
now, Shalini. Let's make
mm,
dates.
so
Let's
happy, so
make
happy.
So happy, Shalini. Hi. Last comment for today is I want to start my personal FB community to share my learning about life. It helped me to pave the way to my writing on my first book. I'll continue to put effort to help others. Oh,
Awesome. Very good, Amy.
awesome, Amy. I mean, Amy is one lady that you need to get to know her. Also, she's, I mean, such a beautiful lady, which is such a big, big heart. And
Right. Mm. What's
if
happening
you
this week? This month. This month.
Okay, this month, first of all, if you need to book a clarity session with Lilian, okay, the link is here. Okay, it's the link is there, and it will change life. Lah. I'm not saying it just to uncut Lilian, but it really will change your life. And you need someone who is meek. I don't say meek in a bad way, but Lilian is meek. But be careful with the meek, okay? Because she's got a lot of content. She's got a lot of knowledge. So it is very, very good. So what's happening also is Women of Courage Asia. We have our monthly empowerment meeting, our first one for 2021, and it's happening
Fun.
on the last Tuesday of the month, which is the 25th, no, the 26th of January. Lilian will be speaking, and also Brenda will be sharing her story of courage. Okay, go to
Yes,
Women of
Brenda.
Courage Asia, Women of Courage Asia, Women of Courage Asia website and register. Okay, I'll be emceeing. Yeah, and we're gonna have a great time. It's gonna be it's a good start. Okay, it's a good start to meet other ladies also. All
Mm.
right, next,
One
Lilian.
more, one more,
Yep.
one more. Yes. Our boot camp. Don't forget our boot camp, the Transform with Courage boot camp. We want to dive
Yes.
deep. Like we talk about self leadership. We talk about building your character, driving down into your core values. Yeah, if you have not even listed it, what are your core values? Yeah, you want to join us in our Transform with Courage boot camp. It's for women. It's for women by women only.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
It'll
it's
be
happening
happening on
in
the
March.
12th to the 14th of March. Full
Yeah.
day. Okay, you only need to take one day off. If you need to take leave, we'll be happening at Furama Hotel.
Yeah, the
Okay.
details are in the link
Yeah.
attached, so you can go check it out. All right.
Yes.
And if you want to join us for the discovering yourself, understanding your personality through the Enneagram, right? We have a upcoming workshop actually on the 17th of
Yep.
January.
17th of January at 9 a.m., 9 to
Yeah,
5. At
it's a full
7
day
a.m.
workshop as
Yeah,
well.
full day workshop. Just go to our, what
The
call it?
registration link, you have the link in our Facebook page also, right?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
check out our Facebook page or
Yeah.
click on this link. Yeah, for the registration. Last
Yeah.
but not least, we have come to the end of our chat for this afternoon.
Yeah.
So join us every Tuesday and Thursday, 12:30. Okay, so we'll
Yep.
see you next week. Bye.
Bye.